Hey everybody, Tom Signorello with another helpful seminar. We've got a little short one, about 20, 30 minutes with the great Tom Big Al Schreiter. Tom's one of the greatest in network marketing history. He's got over 50 years of experience, and we've been doing these programs, about every month. Tom, I'll tell you what, I'm going to shut up. People want to hear from you. So come on, let's hear what you got to say today.
Okay, well, today let's talk about two tiny little questions, and is that if that's all you remembered for skills when you talk to somebody, you'd make a fortune. So just master these two little questions, and most of your rejection goes away and the stress goes away. It's just a great way to build. So here's how it works. The background is this: is we all offer good stuff. So we don't have to sell it or manipulate people or explain it. Whatever we offer is better than what they have. But people are not motivated by good stuff, or else everybody would stretch and win every contest. We don't. We don't all work really, really hard so we can retire early. It's just not how humans are programmed. What is more motivating than good stuff is avoiding a problem. People hate problems. Now, why should we concentrate on problems? Well, if you're trying to get a decision from somebody, it's easier to get a decision to fix a problem than it is to get a decision that I want something extra. And here's how that comes about. Back in 1848, there's this guy named Phineas Gage. He was a railroad worker, and he had this long, like 10-foot long metal rod that he tapped down dynamite with. And one day he made a mistake, and the dynamite exploded, and the rod went right through his eye, out the back of his head. And he lived, which is amazing. And you say, he lived, yeah. So he recovered. It took him a while because even though the brain tissue is soft and there's no pain, it takes a while for the head and stuff to heal up. So he heals up. And when he tries to go back to work, he just can't. There's something a little bit off about him. He just can't make a decision. So if you have peas and corn on his plate, he didn't know which one to eat first. He would just stare at his plate forever. It was a problem. And eventually, he had a series of odd jobs and, his life ended. Then later on, about 50 years, scientists said, I wonder, because they're trying to figure out how people make decisions. And they noticed that people that didn't have any personality, that were just really flat, and they said they must have brain damage in the exact same area it happened to Phineas. Because Phineas, one of the things was he couldn't make a decision, but he had no emotion. What happened is it wiped out the little emotion section of the brain. So that part of the brain was in charge of emotion. And what they concluded was you need emotion to make a decision. That's why facts don't work. You need emotion. So, example of facts. All you have to do every morning at 4 a.m. is wake up and jog for 26 miles and you'll be in good shape. Fact. We don't act on fact. At 4 a.m. in the morning, we're saying, I'm rolling over. I'm going to go to sleep. Um, you know, eat healthy, eat the grass off your front lawn. And no, we eat donuts, pizza. It's how we are. Emotion gets people to action. So let's think about this. Our job in network marketing is not to explain what we have to offer because they already want it. Our job is to get them to make a decision if they want to do it now or not. That's it. Now, a lot of people want to do it now. A lot of people don't want to do it now because they have other things going on. Their kid came home from school with a failing grade, or there's a death in the family, or they're stressed at work, or they have miserable programs in their head because their parents dropped them on their head when they were a kid, whatever it may be. But here's what we do know. A lot of people don't want to do it now, and that's okay. Let's expect that. For instance, there's a lot of things I should do that I don't really want to do right now, like organizing stuff for taxes and cleaning up my office. It's just human. So here's the deal. If we're going to get a decision, we have to get the decision on the problem because that's an emotional thing for people. Problems cause us to worry. That's an emotion. So people do a lot more to solve a problem than they will to get something new. So, okay, I got it. All I have to do is find out if they have a problem. And if they want to fix it, that's enough emotion for them to take action with my program. Well, pretty much so. And when you show them the program, they say, yeah, 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 I want to fix it. And maybe they don't have enough money. They have to wait till Friday or 2 months from now, or something else is delayed. We understand. The decision is, do I want the outcome of fixing this problem or not? That's it. And you say, wow, that's pretty cool. So how can I do this like a pro? Well, here's the first thing you want to do if you want to be a pro. Become an introvert. Become a shy person scared of your shadow. And you say, don't I have to be a salesman? I says, no, only if you want to be handicapped. But if you want to do this like a pro, become shy. And here's what I mean. Shy people listen. And who do people like more? People who talk or people who listen. Well, people like listeners the best. Yeah. So that's instant rapport. So as long as we're listening, people sort of trust us. They like us. They love good listeners. So when it's our time to talk, if we listened, we probably heard if they have a problem or not. Now, why do I say probably? Because humans are programmed to complain. If you meet a stranger in the party, hi, how are you? What's your name? Where are you from? What do you do for a living? What's new with you? And the stranger will immediately begin complaining, oh, the traffic was so bad coming here. It was so hard for me to do this. And my knee hurts. And why do humans complain the first chance they get with a stranger? Well, maybe their relatives and friends are tired of listening to them, but more likely, there is a program in their mind that says, oh, if I show you how much I suffered to make the effort to be here, you will love me more. And that program, everybody has it. Some have it a little, some have it a lot, but we're programmed as tribal creatures, from that tens of thousands of years ago to say, okay, stay with the crowd, be safe, make people love you, don't get kicked out of the tribe, or else saber-toothed tigers will eat you. So people volunteer complaints. So when you listen to the complaint, listen closely. Is one of their problems something I or my program can solve? Great. So as soon as we get our chance to talk, which means I've done a 5-minute monologue, we might say something like this. So, do you have this problem? And all we're going to do is repeat back their problem. And they're going to say, yeah. And they're going to be so impressed because we listened. Not only we listened so good, we were able to repeat it back to them. And because they don't really pay attention to all their complaints, they think we're an absolute mind reader. How do we know that? They don't even listen to themselves talk. So the first question, if you're writing it down, is, do you have this problem? And that gives them a binary choice, yes or no. So if they say no, well, there's nothing we can help them with. It's okay. People have perfect lives. They're insanely rich. They're in love. Life is wonderful for them. Our job's not to ruin it for them. Celebrate. But I haven't met those people yet. All the people I've met have problems. So we say, do you have this problem? And they say, yes, they are glad to talk about the problem. They're glad that we recognize how much they suffer. So that's the first question. Now I ask you, is that question open for rejection? No, you're just asking, do you have this problem? You say, all right, so what's the second question? Well, the second question, we're going to use a specific sequence of words that have a pre-program in their mind. And the words are, to make it short, would it be okay if? If you say the 5 words, would it be okay if, the natural tendency is to answer yes. People say you ask so politely. There's something about that sequence of words that makes me feel good. You're like asking permission, and it's up to me. You're not forcing me or anything. But as soon as you say, would it be okay if, you'll start nodding just like Tom is nodding here on your screen. You'll be amazed. You do that, don't laugh, but you'll see it almost every time. As soon as you say, would it be okay if, people are already nodding yes, and they don't even know what we're going to say yet.
It's the number one sentence that you've taught me to use. Overwhelmingly, 97, 98% of people say yes.
Now, yes, and you can compare this. You go out and ask 100 people, would you be interested in? And you get it, oh, roughly about 100 no's. You go out and ask the same people, would it be okay if, you're going to get 60, 70, 80 yeses? And you say, this sounds illegal, but it works. But my kids use it on me all the time. My daughter growing up, she's 17. Hey, mom, dad, would it be okay if I borrowed the family car and never bring it back? Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. But she's gone by the time we figured out what she did to us. We just didn't pay attention. So the second question will start the 5 words. Would it be okay if you fixed it? Or would it be okay if you can make that problem go away? Or would it be okay if you didn't have that problem? And people will get neck sprain from nodding. And you say, really? Yeah, really. And so from that point on, you say, what do I say next? Because they're all going to say yes. Well, here's what you say next. Then, comma, we should talk. No big deal of setting up an appointment. You don't have to call somebody, it'll be 2 o'clock on Wednesday or 3 o'clock on, all that stupid stuff. You just say, then we should talk. And they say, yeah, well, you just set the appointment to talk. So those two questions, if we master them, is all we'd need for a successful business. So, would it be okay if I gave a couple examples? So I could say to a realtor, uh, do you ever feel like you're out of prospects, don't you have more hot prospects? Yeah. Well, would it be okay if we can get people to come to you pre-sold? Yeah. Well, then we should talk. Wasn't so hard. But if you sold diet products, you might say, do you have the same problem I do, which, we exercise, eat funny foods, starve ourselves, and the weight just keep coming back? Oh, yeah, yeah, all the time. And the extra couple pounds just to punish me for trying. It's terrible. Well, would it be okay if we could lose weight without doing all that hard stuff? Yeah. Well, then let's talk over donuts, right?
Lose 2 pounds a week eating cookies.
Yeah. Or you might say, do you ever notice how our skin continues to wrinkle as we get older, year after year? Yeah. Well, would it be okay if we could stop those wrinkles? Well, yeah. Then we should talk. Or do you ever have the problem like Monday mornings happen and we wake up and we're thinking, oh no, 5 more days of a job I hate and I'm going to commute to work. I didn't get enough sleep and I wish my weekends were longer. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I have that feeling all the time. Well, would it be okay if you could have a 3-day weekend every week for the rest of your life? Yeah. Well, then we should talk. Two questions, and you can get rid of all that sales pitch, garbage, systems, everything. Two questions, you're in. And now when they sit down to talk, you talk. You don't have to show slides or repeat how many, square inches or things are. It just you just talk to, want to fix. Here's how it works with us. Let's get started. If you don't want to fix it right now, that's okay. Join a huge group of people that procrastinate. That'd be normal too. That's up to you. And you say, well, really? Well, what if I really wanted to pressure him? Well, then you can say, well, how much longer do you want to entertain this pain with the problem? Or how bad does the problem really hurt? That's it. They say, I've been doing it all hard. I've been trying to call people for an appointment and keep it a mystery and get them to set aside 20 minutes on some mystery proposal and all the salesmanship and rejection and feeling bad. And this is so much easier. So for everybody listening here, just remember, listen for a problem. And then two questions. Do you have it? Just to double check. Would it be okay if you can fix it? If they say yeah, then we should talk and you are done. And with that, back to you, Tom.
Oh man, that we're like record speed here. Um, no, this is wonderful, and I love doing these with you. It's almost like I can repeat back so many of the things that you've done because I've been following you for years now. We've been engaging doing these things. It's phenomenal and teaching the team how to do that. So we've got duplication, replication going on out because of your teachings. Speaking of which, you got a newsletter you send out every week.
Hmm.
People can get that by subscribing where? BigAlBooks.com, right?
Yeah, go to bigalbooks.com and twice a week we spam you with tips to say. So, that's up to you. You can read the tips and not do anything with them, or don't read the tips, or do the tips and put them into use. That's personal choice on your part. But I think the tips are good because it's come from a highly biased
Well,
source.
there's two kinds of people in the world, those that read the tips and grow their business, or those that don't read the tips and watch the cat videos.
Yeah. Yeah, cat videos are popular. We got to work on that.
Yeah. All right. Tom, let's cut it short today. Thanks
Okay?
very much. Let's do it again sometime soon.
We definitely will.
All
Way too
right.
much fun.
And if people want to see the replays from the other ones we've done in the past, just go to my website, tomsignorello.com. It'll take you right to my YouTube page. You'll be able to see all the recordings that Tom and I have done and gain tremendous value from the content. So thanks for being here. We'll see you again soon. All right. Take care.
All right.